Should have been in already, but we come into some problems. My buddy bought a cam bearing tool. It's a multiple size where it would fit Chrysler, Ford, Chevy. That tool didn't work out. I'm not saying those type of tools don't work right, but it didn't work out for us. What was happening is some would go in and then some would slide inside, and it would start to do this. Decent light. You start sliding inside like it is not supposed to. So we ordered one. It's not adjustable, just for a Chevy, but this is on hold for about a week because I'm going up to the UP to help my son open his cabin. It's not a cabin, it's a house right on Lake Superior. It's a nicer house than this, to tell you the truth. And he's got 3 houses. He was smarter than me because I put my money in 401k stocks, and he diversified his portfolio and invested in houses and did very well. But anyway, that's not what this is about. It's just about a little bit of something. I used my SATA. Oh, it's a really small, it's like a touch-up gun. I use it for door jams. I sprayed it with primer. I sprayed it out that window with a box fan. I used oil base, Rust-Oleum in a can, and then I added Omni hardener to it. So it makes it a little bit more durable. Didn't put no clear on it. Maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't, but you really only see about this much of it. I don't know why. I did it because, I don't know, I had the idea. I made this bracket right here. It doesn't look like anything. What it does is it bolts on the back part of the Ford 9-inch, and then the plate was in the way and they had holes drilled in it, and then they tapped it, which this metal is not very thick, but so it only had like 1 thread or 2 max, and it would kind of shake or whatever. So I moved it down to the side because that's more my style, and then I spun the, I don't know if you call this a bumper because it really ain't gonna stop anything. So to hide the holes, they're back here, which you probably can't see, they're hidden pretty well. And then I didn't realize there's a wire going here for the light, and the hole is right there, so I had to braid some leather. The quickest thing I could think of is cover the hole. Remount that. And the reason I put that down there is so I had to weld these things on my logo. And you shouldn't do this, but I do a lot of things you shouldn't do. I use contact cement, brush it on, put metal flake on it, and then let it fall off, and it doesn't really cover very well at all. So you let that dry. Then you take any type of clear, and you use, I don't know what these things are, eyedropper things, something, I don't know. I got a box full of them. I got them given to me. Anyway, you start dropping the clear on, and then you pour metal flake on it, and basically you waste a lot of metal flake. Then you got to do it quite a few times, because as far as let me see, metal flake only really works when the light is hit to it, what I've noticed. I wanted as much, no, that light's on, I'm not going over there. I put it down there so when car lights hit it, which this car will probably never be out after dark, because I don't never go out after dark for some reason, because I'm young. No, because I'm old. They'll see that or whatever. Oh, I had to paint it purple first, just in case all the metal flake didn't fill. This is going to shrink back quite a bit. Not saying nothing against you, Kim. Not saying nothing. You get what you pay for. I think this is the top end of UChem, the HS polyurethane Glamour Clear. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But when I had some mixed up, when I did something for my snowmobile, I let it set and it shrunk about a third. I'm gonna lay a lot of clear on it anyway when I do the metal flake clear here, so it doesn't matter. I'll just have to wait longer before I cut and buff it. But this stuff just gets, I've already swept the floor twice. It just gets everywhere. What else I've been doing? I got lock washers to go all the way around the oil pan. I got lock washers to go all the way around the transmission pan. I bought these and I don't know why. I just thought they were cute. What I have is, you see it right there? I don't know how that got there. It wasn't me. It was the last owner. I don't know how. It seemed like they're putting a motor in there. Something heavy got dropped on it. So what I was going to try to do is take this and then bend that part on the brake so it would cover that. Because this is not really, if you look at it, the paint on the frame is not really great. I mean, and I don't want to paint the frame because if I paint, I'd like to paint the frame, but if I paint the frame, then I got to take everything off, and I don't want this to turn into a chopper, meaning that I want to be able to use it, unlike my first chopper. That's a whole nother story. I did get another set of bushings. Actually, the bushings for the 4-link, the pan handbar, and the hairpins, and the motor mounts are all the same size. I bought urethane ones the first time around through Pete and Jake, and I thought they would be poly, but they weren't. So I ordered these through Speedway, and they said they were plastic. And I thought, well, whatever, you know, because I got tired of trying to measure polyurethane bushings separate by energy suspension, and they were charging you on eBay, they were charging you $4 a bushing, fine, but they were charging you $11.98 shipping per item, and they wouldn't combine shipping. And I thought, well, you know, I'll try Speedway. So actually their bushing is as good or better than the urethane bushings that I bought from Pete and Jake's. It just didn't say Pete and Jake's on it. I want to clean this up. But I want the motor back in, and I want it running down the road where it's all tuned in and everything, and then go back and do this stuff, you know, because I don't know what's going to be in the way. I'd like to replace these lines with copper. I don't know if that's a right or wrong, the transmission lines. We'll find out. I'll show you what I mean about they could have done things better, but it's all, he didn't build it for himself. The guy built it to sell. I believe the parts are just left over, but that's just my opinion. Just little things that most people maybe not think of, but it would have been real easy just to fill it in, smooth it in with fiberglass and Bondo, you know, but, you know, people don't, not everybody does body work, so, and I see where a lot of cars they're boxed in. I wish this was boxed in, and I wish it had a curve right here. There's quite a few of them. I don't know. Of course, when I'm trying to find something, that's not really what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah. Okay, and I was gonna. My door's got a really bad gap on it. I don't know I don't know what kit this is. I don't know. Street Beast, Outlaw, I don't know. Just don't know. But I've showed you before where you see the gap right there. That's pretty big, and I was gonna cut it and fiberglass it in. And I actually found this, which is not bad. It isn't perfect, but actually fills, it's not, I'm gonna say it fills 100% of the gap, but I'm saying it fills a lot of it. That kink is from I had it bent. But it's actually, I think it's gonna work because maybe if I do have the light on and it's still a piece of poop. Focus. Oh, there you go. So it does give you some other options, but it wasn't bad because at least it's 3M tape. You know, I bought, I don't know how many things of it or whatever, but actually, see, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm sure these cars were never airtight when they were steel, which is not steel. Fiberglass are probably, I've adjusted this like a zillion times, and that's the best it gets. You can feel the ridge. It's not flat. I tried and I tried and I tried, and I just, after a while, you just kind of got to give up after a while, you know. And when we first put the crank in, cam bearings in, we didn't take the crank out, and you could do it that way, my buddy says. And then the second time around, we just took the crank out because it was just going to be easier in the long run. And so we just decided to do that. Like I said, it's been on hold for a little while. Not because of him, it's because of me, because I got other things to do, like go up north. I want to clean a lot of these wires up. I want to, because the motor's going to be seen, I want to, I guess, be picture perfect, if that makes any sense. Like, they got a new, it's probably not new to you guys, it's new to me. It's, come on. I can't do it with one hand. There you go. It expands. You can get it in colored and stuff like that, but that ain't what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it in black. And then I bought some of this, half a commercial brake. This actually worked quite well. This goes around door edge. But it's not the cheap stuff. It's the stuff that has metal in it. See the metal right there? And I got it when I did a job at Buick Regal or whatever. I always wanted this. Do a ground. You don't need it. I just seen it at the car show and I thought I liked it. But anyway, I always get sidetracked. Is when I use that loom, or whatever you want to call it, it's not going to be like that. I'm not even trying to, but then it's just nicer when, instead of using this is okay if that's what you like, but if you use this, you could take I bought a kit of the shrinking tubes, and you can shrink the ends of them, and it makes it look a lot cleaner, I think. And I lost track for a minute, and that stuff that I was showing you that goes around door edge, I tried and I tried and I tried and I couldn't do it. Is when I did that top trim right there, when I got to the corners, I could not get it to stretch. You could see it from through the window, so I actually got the idea of putting this on, this door edge, and it actually held quite well. For what this car is. I'm not saying it's junk, I'm just saying, you know, it's not a $70,000 car, you know. I don't even know I've seen some $70,000 cars at the car show, and they weren't really fabulous. My rims, they take 3 to 5 weeks to order per rim, 15 by 12. So I'm waiting on that. These don't sell on Facebook because fuck it, they want to lowball me, and what I'm going to do is leave these on at first, and I'm going to smoke the fuck out of these tires until they're bald, and then I'll put the other rims on, and then put the Mickey Thompsons on. And I think this is the end of the broadcast that I can see. Yeah. Wife made a chicken sandwich that I eat every day. I did start cleaning the rims, and God, really, I don't care what they say, them cotton ball things and whatever for your drill or whatever. I've used them and they're great for about one pass. Then they clog with the oxidization, and then it doesn't really clean. So then you basically got to run it through the washing machine to get the thing to work. So, and then the power balls and all that. There's just no really good way to clean a rim except manually. It's just, you know, they have these things and I haven't tried them. Maybe somebody else can tell me. I've always used this, but I've seen other videos where they put this stuff on a pop can and it's just shiny as all hell. And, you know, a lot of things on Facebook just ain't what it's supposed to be. They make it look like one thing and you get it and it's not. It's false advertisement. Another thing I wish they would have done, you know, is box this in. You know, but I could do it. But like I said, I do not want this thing to turn into a chopper. Shame on me for the first chopper setting, because that's $18,000 sitting there. I got too far into it. Life moved on past me, and I come to realize it wasn't really what I wanted, because I wanted I don't know, I wanted what I have now with the bigger tire and things like that, bigger motor and stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise I would go back and box this stuff in. It's just, I don't want to tear this thing down too far, because for me, it's hard to get shit back together. It really is. That's why I usually won't drive shit unless it's all done. And once I get the motor and trans in and get everything dialed in, I'm gonna run it this summer the way it is, and then in the winter, break it down and start fix some cracks that I have in the fiberglass and scuff it. Well, we'll find out once I lay primer guide coat what's there, because I guess this is just buffed fiberglass. So buffed fiberglass would have a lot of polish embedded in the fiberglass, I think. I don't know. I have to degrease the hell out of it. But right here we got can't never see anything when I try to videotape. So here we got a crack here. Then I took that windshield wiper off there. I think there's a crack or two in the back. But I guess from the factory they were never beautiful anyway. I just like the body style. It's gangster to me. I bought it because it had a chop roof and it had suicide doors and the motor was exposed. And it had the chrome drop axle in the front. I wish it had holes in it, but it don't. And I tried to look because I want the pop window. But if you can find them, they're crazy price, you know. And I don't even know if I could install it. But now I'm just rambling and I'm gonna move on and we're gonna call it a day, and I'm taking off, not tomorrow, but the next day, go to the UP. I'll be there for a week and then I'll be back. And I made box this into, this is to raise I didn't like how my exhaust was down like that, like I said, and it goes more like this now. I boxed in a box. What I did is I boxed the ends in, and then inside, in between here, it's got a plate like this. My buddy wanted me to do the sleeve thing, and I just wasn't sure if I could do it, so I did it this way. I needed to be raised 1 5/8 inches, and actually this is 1.5 inches. If I wanted the next, 1/8 of an inch, I'd put a washer on it, but I think that's gonna be quite adequate. And then where I cut that out, I gotta bring the weld over here and weld in a bar somewhere else on the frame, just to feel more comfortable about it being, I don't know, strong enough, because on this frame there's only 3 members that go across. That's one. There's one underneath that I cut out, and then there's one up in here. Yeah, there we go. There's some more cracks. I'm sure I'm gonna find a lot more. But yeah, Piece of property, piece of oneself, piece on earth, rest in peace, bigger piece of pie, piece of action, piece of pussy, piece of corn dog, piece of pizza. And when the big dogs get all done eating, even if puppies like me, get a piece of something, motherfucker. Enjoy your evening. This isn't a shut your face garage video because they're more better than mine. I gotta give Matt all the credit in the world to be spraying that light blue metallic in pieces. He has a lot more skill base than me because I would never try that because I don't have the experience like he does under those circumstances. Even in my booth, it's just me and light metallics don't get along because I don't put enough paint on, I guess. That's what I've been told. But anyway, still rambling. Still rambling. Are you done rambling? Yep, done.